Good morning, CSL family. Let's all stand up and do our opening song, which is Spirit is in This Place. Here we go.
Good morning, CSL. How's everyone doing this morning? Good morning. Can you believe it's June 1st? Almost halfway done with 2025. I want to welcome all of you here, whether you're joining us in person or virtually on Facebook Live, YouTube, or CSLFTL.org. We're so pleased that you chose to have part of your Sunday morning here with us at CSL Fort Lauderdale. We have some announcements. Spiritual Activism, a 4-week class taught by Reverend Dr. Cynthia Ramirez Lindenmeyer, starts Monday, June 9th from 7 to 9 p.m. Join us on our exploration of the transformative power of sacred activism at the intersection of various critical issues, including environmental stewardship, political engagement, racial equality, LGBTQ+ rights, age diversity, mental health, advocacy, and whatever breaks your heart. In this sacred place, we will excavate the mystical truths concealed within your collective ability to catalyze profound change. Through the lens of new thought, we navigate the delicate balance between action and consciousness, harmonizing the outward manifestations of our efforts with the inner sanctum of our awareness. Please register online so we can prepare for your participation. No fee to take the class, done or donation basis. And that was an awful lot that I said there. I don't exactly know what I said, but Reverend Dr. Cynthia Ramirez is here. If you have any questions about the class, you can see her afterward. The Spiritual Book Club meets this Tuesday, June 3rd from 2 to 3:30 in the community room. It's hosted by Pat Hanley Johnson. We're starting a new book, Spiritual Liberation by Dr. Michael Beckwith. It's going to be, he's pretty good. It's going to be facilitated by Mimi Sutter, so please join us. There's also an online book club. You can see Sue Corley for details, and flyers are also in the lobby. Our Spiritual Living Circle discusses articles from the Science of Mind magazine, and it meets this Thursday, June 5th at 6:30 in the Youth Center, and it's hosted by Carl Gustafson. We also have an online circle. Sue Corley has details and flyers about that also. So Sue, why don't you just wave your hand so everyone knows. Go to Sue about everything. Any questions? See Sue. Our very own Jeannie Looper-Smith has published another book, Road Tripping Through Life and Love, Essays on a Journey of the Heart. Join her on Sunday, June 29th, where she will give the message entitled, Ease on Down the Road, a heartfelt message woven by 3 essays from the book, and following the service, there will be a book signing. Jeannie will have books for sale, so please sign up at guest services if you want to buy a book. Share your name and how many you'd like, and that way we can have them here for you. And if you already bought the book, please just bring it to the service and have her sign it afterward. And Reverend Tina's going to come up and make a few announcements of her own.
Hello. So we are having yoga coming back to CSL. Yeah, round of applause for that. We handed out a survey when you walked in the door. So if you didn't get a survey, they're back in the back by the door. And there are just some questions about yoga. You know, if you're interested in taking yoga here, what days and times would you be interested in doing it? We are having an introduction class. It's on June 11th. Nicole is our teacher. Stand up, Nicole. And then, thank you. And then you also know Bonnie. Go ahead and stand up, Bonnie. So Bonnie is on medical leave, so as she gets medical clearance, she'll be enfolded back into instructing yoga here as well. But right now we're starting the process of getting it going in summer so that by the time fall comes, we have a consistent yoga happening here at CSL. So thank you so much for participating in that and letting us know your thoughts about the yoga that's coming up. I do have one more announcement. We didn't make a slide for it, though. The Broward County Shelter is looking for donations. So if you have any old towels, any old blankets, any old dog beds that you want to wash and bring into the center. Yeah, it's one in specific, but yes, okay. Thank you. Thank you. I can't hear you from up here, so we can talk about that later. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Yeah, so it's an animal shelter we're taking donations for. So I know I have extra things lying around the house. I had saw this request on social media, so I thought, what way to get rid of a few things that we don't need and give it to some animals in need. So just bring it by this week, and I'll take it over to the shelter next week. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Reverend Tina. So if you have any questions, you can go to our app, cslftl.org, or guest services after the service in the lobby. At CSL Fort Lauderdale, we have an intention statement that says who we are and how we want to be present in the world. So I ask you all to please join me in standing. We'll say it together. And afterward, you can just please greet your neighbor with a hello, a handshake, or a namaste. So CSL Fort Lauderdale, who are we? We are a loving and diverse spiritual community dedicated to personal growth, healing, and service.
So how wonderful it is just to come to center, to turn within. I invite you to close your eyes if you haven't already. Just feel, breathe, become presence. How grateful and thankful I am for this opportunity, this very natural experience of closing our eyes, of turning within, of opening to a universe that is always giving to us everything we need already within us. And so how grateful and thankful I am to remember once again that in this moment, to be fueled by it, to be fired by it, to be awakened and awoke by this very presence that is never an absence. It is right where we are. It is right in the center of our being, and it is reflected through us through all of life, that we are one with it. It is the very nature of who and what we are, that we are powerful, that we are magnificent, that we are greater and grander than anything we could even imagine. And this is a moment of breaking free. This is a moment of coming into community and settling in and connecting with another individual, and in this space itself, to set ourselves free. So we can let go of the burden of the world, stand holy presence in this moment, and receive the good. That's what we're doing on this day. I give thanks for this knowing, and so it is. Amen.
Once again, good morning, CSL family. Welcome back our guest piano player, John Zamotion. And our guest vocalist today, Miss Christina Gilbert.
I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. Come on. I choose love, love, love. Love, love, love. I choose it, love, love, love. Love, love, love. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel the sweet release of peace.
Y'all sing peace with us.
I choose peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. I feel it, peace, peace, peace. I choose peace, peace, peace. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy.
Come on, here we go.
I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. Come on, sing joy. I choose joy, joy, joy. I feel it, joy, joy, joy. Every day is joy, joy, joy. I'm choosing joy, joy, joy. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. Yes, and so it is.
The Center for Spiritual Living Fort Lauderdale is a member community of Centers for Spiritual Living, a global organization with member communities across North and South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, and Australia. We are a spiritual community that respects and honors all faiths that seek to create a better world. We know there is no wrong way to acknowledge divine presence, whether by lighting a candle, chanting a mantra, or offering a prayer. We respect and honor all paths that call us to a greater awareness of spirits. This morning, we celebrate the diversity in religious practices with our ceremony known as the Flames of Faith. The candle is lit for the Tao, to honor the disciplined path of heavenly order, the natural way. The candle is lit for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and spiritual practices of all indigenous people. The candle is lit for Hinduism, to honor the spiritual path of divine self-awareness, balance, and harmony. The candle is lit for Judaism, to honor the path of devotion to one God. The candle is lit for Buddhism, to honor the Four Noble Truths and the way of compassion. The candle is lit for Christianity, to honor the Christ consciousness alive within us all. The candle is lit for Islam, to honor the path of peaceful submission to the will of God. The candle is lit for the Baha'i faith, to honor the spiritual unity of humankind. The candle is lit for our own faith, new thoughts, ageless wisdom, to honor the metaphysical path and the practice of universal spiritual principles. And the final candle is lit for peace, for our sacred appreciation of all faiths and all principled practices throughout the world. And so it is.
Good morning, CSL family. I'm Pat Handley, one of your licensed practitioners here, and I'm here to talk about the core values. So we have 7, as you know, so come along and say them all together. They are love, healing, oneness, abundance, spiritual growth, service, and diversity. Today we're highlighting spiritual growth so that you can use that idea as you go through your lives this week. So, I have a question for you. How many of you have ever had a bias? How about a judgment or two, or 50, or 1,000,000? Well, today I'm going to tell you a story about how a judgment I harbored led me through spiritual growth. But first, I want you to meet Dr. Kai. So I think he's coming up in a second. Jerry, and he's coming up, and there he is. So this is Dr. Cairo, and this is his graduation photo from therapy school, and he is no doubt a spiritual growth therapist, and you'll find out how. We spent the last 6 months training to become a therapy team and got right to work. Kai and I had already visited a drug rehab center, a assisted living centers, a physical rehab center for people, and then our next assignment was to go to a memory care center. Well, I had never been to one. I didn't know what I would meet there. So I asked a friend of mine whose mother had been in a memory care center for 6 years. And he told me, well, you might get screaming, you might get yelling, you might get kicking, you might get a smile, but most likely you're going to get nothing. So this was his experience. Well, oh dear. Thoughts of One Flew Over the Cuckoo Nest entered my head with Nurse Ratched, and I'll tell you, I allowed myself uncharacteristically to jump into the drama train and imagining a million scenarios about what's going to happen to Cairo and me when we enter the memory care center. But anyway, we got up the next morning, we went, we took the elevator up and to the 3rd floor, and there was the sign, "Do not enter," a locked unit, very formidable door. Now, usually before we enter a facility, I take a deep breath, check my energy, and reach down to pet Cairo to make sure and reassure him that all is well. But this time, Kai took the lead. He rubbed against my leg, he leaned against it, and he looked up to me to remind me that all is well. The beauty of dogs. I took a deep breath and pushed the call button, and the heavy locked door opened. And a wonderful, friendly woman led us to a set of chairs where there were about 6 or 8 residents sitting there all around. And as I was taught, I introduced myself and Cairo and asked, who would like to pet Cairo? And every single hand went up, except for one. And one lady in a very loud voice said, "Get out of here." Well, that was okay. But Cairo himself did step back. And then John, not the real name, said, "I've been waiting 20 years for this dog. Thank you, thank you, thank you for finding him." And another gentleman said, "Bring him on over. I'm ready to do surgery." I said, I later found out he was a retired surgeon. One woman who had trouble lowering her hand, she had some kind of neurological thing going on, and she was shaking like this, and she was slowly, clearly trying to reach out to Cairo, and I gave Cairo his very well-known command, which is, "Cairo, make a friend." And he goes up to her, and he stands close to her and rubs against her leg and waits patiently till she gets her hand down. And she finally did. And when she did, she burst into tears, fully knowing in my heart that she was missing a dog that she had in her life before she ended up in the memory care center. Then, out of nowhere, comes a woman dancing over to me and put her hands out, no words, and as if to say, "Will you dance with me?" And of course, I love to dance, so I danced with her. And there we go. Unbelievably, but John, the surgeon, and a few others stood up to dance too. We all held hands, swaying to the silence, with Cairo in the middle of the circle. Then one woman started humming, "My country 'tis of thee." No one, including me, wanted to let go. And there it was, right at that moment, or actually all of us, were immersed in the presence of Spirit. Judgments out the door. Joel Goldsmith wrote in his book, Living Between Two Worlds, Anytime we are confronted with appearances that we do not understand, we must stop for a moment, pause, close our eyes, and be receptive as if we were listening. Then close our eyes in a different way to the appearance of what's before you and wait for the intuition, the voice of God, to reveal the truth of what we are beholding. I thought about what my friend had told me about memory care centers and how it caused me to form a judgment and led me to unnecessary worry. Meeting these residents with their jumbled words and sometimes awkward outward appearances could have stopped me in my tracks, but instead, it led me to my opportunity for spiritual growth, giving me the ready lesson to see beyond appearances, to see instead into their hearts, and be there right in the present moment where we know joy definitely resides. To each of us, me and you and everybody, comes a time when we need to set aside our views, our opinions, and those judgments that always get us into trouble, and instead turn into and let Spirit guide us to the perfect truth, the spiritual knowing that love shows up in a million different ways. And a big thank you to Dr. Cairo for his innate wisdom and for facilitating what the poet Robert Browning calls the inner splendor. Spiritual growth is our core value.
And everything must change. Nothing stays the same. Everyone will change. No one stays the same. The young become the old, and mysteries do unfold, 'cause that's the way of time. Nothing and no one goes unchanged. There are not many things in life you can be sure of, except rain comes from a cloud, the sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. Winter turns to spring. A wounded heart will heal, but never much too soon. Yes, everything will change. The young become the old, and mysteries do unfold. 'Cause that's the way of time. Yes, everything will change. There are not many things in life you can be sure of, except rain comes from a cloud, the sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. Rain comes from a cloud, the sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. Rain comes from a cloud, the sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. Everything must change. No one stays the same. No, no, no. Rain and the sun and hummingbirds, said the rain and the sun, and music makes me cry. It makes me cry.
All right, good morning again, everybody. Hello, hello. Happy June to you. I know that Todd already said that, right? Happy June. But that's important for me right now to talk about June because, you know, most of our snowbirds have flew home, right? Because it's getting hot in here, right? It's getting hot in here. So the title of my talk today is Fire of Transformation. They say that if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. It takes a certain person to be able to stand in the midst of uncomfortability and uncertainty. And I love that saying, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen, because what are we doing in the kitchen, right? We're cooking, we're creating, we're giving life to us by preparing food, nourishing ourselves. I follow this funny Facebook person who is talking about Florida and how hot it is. And he says, no matter how hot you think it is, so this is for our snowbirds who have left, Florida's just preheating. So all of us who choose to stay here, we're a certain breed of people, right? I do like the heat. I like hot yoga. Gets up to about 105 degrees, which wasn't too bad when I was taking it in LA. And then here in Florida, there's a lot more humidity. It's probably like 40% humidity in the room with 105, so it feels very hot. But what I love about hot yoga is I can't be in my mind at all. I have to go to my breath. You know, in hot yoga, the yoga that I take, they say, we just ask that you stay in the room for the first few times that you come here because of what it feels like, what the experience is. So how good are you with sitting with uncomfortability and uncertainty? This fire of transformation, right? The element of fire itself. That we're individualized expressions, right? As I spoke last week, that there's a center that is everywhere and their circumference is nowhere. So if we actually even look at in our planetary solar system, we look at the sun, right? We look at the element of fire that gives life to life here on the planet. We wouldn't have organic life without our distance from the sun. That same fire of that sun, that potential to burn is within us. It's within us. And this fire is a catalyst for both the physical, right? Transform matter through processes like combustion, melting, smelting, which I had to look up. I didn't know what that was, but it's extracting metal from ores and making it usable metal. So both physical, and we can say fire of transformation is a metaphorical term, but to me it's also metaphysical. It's beyond the physical. It's something that's happening within us. And this fire, it's not a punishing fire, okay? It's not fire and brimstone. It's not hell that we've been taught about in some of our religions. It is a refining fire. It is here to refine us and purify us and cleanse us of the impurities. And then we refine what is good about ourselves, burning off all that does not serve. Spiritual growth is a metaphysical catalyst. That is this fire. We just talked about spiritual growth with our core value. That we're tried by fire, that we're overcoming challenges, right? There's this fire that refines us. It creates the purity of who we are, burns away all this dirt and whatever we carry with us from this journey. You know, when you go on a hike, you get dirty, you come home, there's things stuck to you, right? Well, that's what happens with life. Things get stuck to us, and this fire gets to burn it all away and transform our beliefs. Burning of these old beliefs, an emergence of a new perspective, a greater awareness. Fire is very important in alchemy, right? Changing metals to precious metals. Talking about the inner flame, which is another word for our consciousness. And we get to tend that inner flame. And that there's a divine fire. Fire is associated with divine love, and this power symbolizes the transformative nature of our awareness of the presence of God. So I have one quote here from Ernest Holmes, and it says, "Love is the central flame of the universe. Nay, the very fire itself. That is love. That is that which we have come from. That's that which we've been birthed from. That is the very nature of the innermost part of our being. We've been loved so much by life itself. We are here to love. If you're ever looking for your purpose in life, it's to love yourself and others." So I don't watch a lot of reality TV. My husband's kind of honed that in, but I was a huge reality TV watcher. So now I watch like the reality TV where people are creating stuff. So we started watching a few years ago, which kind of goes with this talk, Forged in Fire, right? And that's about these individuals who come on these shows and they're forging, blades. And do you know how hot it needs to be to reshape these metals? Steel needs to be 2,500 degrees. Cast iron, 2350. Copper, 1983. Bronze, 1940. This is hot. Transforming seemingly chunks of metal to something of use. Finding the strength, knowing that there's strength. The fire of transformation, it doesn't have to happen in some sort of way that seems overwhelming. We can dance for transformation. We can move our bodies. We can create heat in the body. We can move through any rigidity. We can release limitations. We can restore the flow, create frequency, energy, and heat. Stagnation, that's not heat. Comfortability and complacency, that's not fire. It's not combustive. It's low energy, low level of living. We're here to transform. We're here to grow. We're here to evolve. And we live in a modern society that's all about comfort. And modern humans do whatever we can do so that we're comfortable. And we minimize difficult experiences. And feeling like you're on fire, few people stay in that fire long enough to burn away the old conditioning. The uncomfortability of moving into change. Like Antonio sung, everything changes. And so we can sit in the resistance of change, or we can become one with the fire, become one with that inner flame, become one with our growth and transformation, and allow the fire to burn away all that doesn't serve us, which can be scary because it may feel like we're going to burn to nothingness. The ego, burning up the ignorance. But this idea of burning to nothingness scares the crap out of the ego, yes, but to the true self, spiritual liberation. It's a little plug there for the book club as well. Freedom, spiritual liberation. There's a process to this. And burning up is part of that process. Sadhguru says, don't think spirituality means having a nice, quiet life. It means being on fire. And let's not take that as being a negative thing, right? To be on fire is to be filled with purpose. To be on fire is to be alive. To be on fire is to be engaged and participatory. To be on fire is to be excited, inspired, creative. We've all seen the picture of a phoenix, right? So that mythological bird, that long-lived bird that has the ability to regenerate from its ashes. It's a symbol for renewal, for immortality, for resurrection. Let yourself be fire, and the ashes be nourishment for your soul and for your unfolding becoming. What if we set all the things within us onto the altar of love? Right? Set it down. Put it down. Let it be away from us so we can have a perspective that that's not me. My fear, my doubt, my worry that I'm experiencing, my discomfort, my struggle in relationships, it can be all consuming. It can create the fire within us, right? This idea of not the idea that I'm trying to talk about fire, but this consuming fire that clouds the vision, that creates smoke in our life. That this is the opportunity to put it down, to look at it. See that that's not the truth of who I am. We put down the bags, put down that which we've been carrying. Become aware, right? I don't know, I lived in New York, I lived in LA, but let me tell you, Florida has more storage unit places than anywhere else in the world. What's up with that? What are in those storage units? Let's release them. Let's put them down. Let's burn them down. Let's make space for something new. We want newness in our life. We want something to change. We have to be willing to participate in putting it down and releasing all that doesn't serve us. And how do I look at life? Do I see a mountain before me and start to think about, gosh, this is going to be so difficult to climb. I'm exhausted just looking at it. Or do I have the faith? Do I have the knowingness that the faith the size of a mustard seed can say and look at any mountain and say, move, and it shall move? That is the power that's within us. That's what I'm trying to ignite in your belly on this day. A fire in your belly, a fire in your heart, a fire in your soul to make the change, to make the transformation in your life. It's up to you. What are we waiting for? It's not fun to be uncomfortable. I get it. Rumi says that being a candle is not easy because in order to give off light, you must first burn. This is a common theme that's been through so many people, so many different teachers are aware of this burning aspect, this burning desire that's within us. And what are we doing to that candle within us? Are we blowing it out? This other quote from Ernest Holmes says, "Someday we shall learn to lay our burdens," like I was talking about earlier, "on the altar of love, that they may be consumed by the fire of faith in the living Spirit. We would have no burdens if we kept this high watch towards the one. If we kept our awareness on our oneness, on our connection. Because with the knowingness of our oneness, of the divine order that's present, we drop the labels of good and bad in our life. It is what is. And any experience we're having in our life is one that we are ready for, that we've been initiated to. You've heard of initiation, right? This process of being prepared. We are prepared to move. And yes, sometimes if we don't take that inner nudge, if we don't follow those signs that we see, then it may seem like an emergency comes out of nowhere. But my teacher always says that if we don't yield to what's seeking to emerge in your life, we will create an emergency. It's because we're supposed to change. It's because of that. as you allow this inner cleansing process, right? This opportunity to burn, this opportunity to release, clarity and light then become your functional reality. The burning away brings out your inner divine light, and that is the strongest sense of clarity the human mind can find. This clarity is the space of union between you and the divine. That is what's been emerging from within. Because we're already connected, right? That's the trickery. We're telling you you're already one, so why does it feel like all of this is happening and we feel so separate from the truth of who we are and from being in that presence of love? It's because everything that we've stored within our inner storage facility, let it go. Burn it down. It does not serve. So that's what's been emerging within you, right? This union between yourself and the divine. And all the resistance in its multitude of forms to that inherent union has been pressurized, has been ignited, and can be burned away. The deeper you go within, the brighter your light becomes. And it truly does touch all places and all spaces in the universe. This is who you are. This is the potential of your being. That's why when I started, I talking about the sun, because that potential that is the sun is the potential of who you are, what the sun gives, what the sun does. That power is within you. Are you accessing it on a daily basis? Are you coming into contact? Are you feeling it? Are you bringing that awareness to your problems? Are you lighting the way within your own being? Are you aware of what you're thinking? There's power in our thoughts. There's power in our thoughts. You have the power to transform. You are elemental. You were born of this earth. You are made by all of it. Visit within yourself. Come into contact with that fire. And allowing the fanning of that flame to transform your life in ways that you couldn't possibly imagine or could even have mentally written out or thought. It can be just as easy as that. And so it is. Thank you. So this is our time of reflection. I'm going to have you close your eyes. Antonio is going to bring us into this wonderful sacred space. I'm going to open the mic to a beloved friend from Los Angeles, Victor. He's going to read a poem about his name, about Victor, about the victory that is within all of us to be victorious in our lives.
Every day, every day, every day, every day. Every day, every day, every day, every day. Every day, every day, every
My name, nature, nomenclature is Victor. And I am that I am. Spirit now incarnate, in harmony with that mind outside the boundaries of time and space. A cosmic voyage for Earth, consciously I set sail as one born soul of eternality that simply cannot, will not fail, on mission to reveal God's face and hold the space for shift, a planetary shift perfectionately underway. I agreed to this path of art and heart that stillness reminds my DNA. What the EGO would churn as reality to the masquerading R, I affirm its altar. The almighty manifester with a capital R, essence of shooting stars, pure, divine, non-local, universal consciousness is cradle of creation, always available and always active, the perfect presence beyond the realm of five senses. Divinely matrixed am I, woven into this fabric of quantum isness with an awareness that percolates my purpose afloat in ocean of infinite possibility. Victim cries try whispering lies to the cavernous clutches of my fear, till this soul, untethered, caught second wind, shifting life to the one power of eighth gear. I matter, proclaimed an inaudible voice. And I wade in the ancient mystic stream, a limitless river of inner wisdom, not bound by banks of mortal means, where I listen. I let go, I unload all those time-blinding, mesmerizing lies of ages old, lack, limitation, scarcity, separation, dis-ease, and sin. I dream a new dream drenched in new thought. 1 plus God equals win. Onward. Inward. Bridging worlds with grace and ease. Seeking, speaking only that which is true, allowing harmony, synchronicity, receptivity to intercede for that which is holy, that which is light, that which dances with the highest frequencies in unseen plain sight is that which I am, the victor, by way of first cosmic and ecstatic birthright. With the eye of the I now see the victor living within me. And yet the victor is the we. So while, yes, I can only be me, well, I gotta be me. I gotta be me. I gotta be me. There is an innate, grace-coded mandate on all life that says we gotta be we. We are all winners. We are all victors. And so it is.
So it is.
Every day, every day, every day, every day. Every day, every day, every day, every day. Every day, every day, every day, every day.
God is all around me.
Every day, every day, every day, every day.
God is all around
so it is. All right. Changed up a little bit about the service, so we are taking our offering right now. So I just want to acknowledge all of the ways in which you already give to this community, ways in which you show up, ways in which you share yourselves, your time, your tithe, your talents. We are grateful for you. And we gratefully acknowledge those that are in the TPL, the Prosperous Life Program, those individuals who give to us on a consistent basis, allowing us to budget. So just asking if you were moved by anything in this service today that you put forth, you seed that into the basket. The text to give will come up after the TPL slides. If you don't have anything in your hands for money, you can always text to give through that app. We thank you for all that you give in advance. Thank you for all of you joining and giving us online. Hello, Anna. Hello, Alma. Hello, Susan. Hello, my parents and my brother and Martin. We're grateful. We're grateful that you participate in this loving community in this day and that you circulate this good. And so it is.
There was a time in my life I thought I'd have to do it all by myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say if you're discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you got to let it go, let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Come on, let's stand up.
I release and I let go.
There we go.
I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for no more God. Struggle, no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Thank you, Eric. So I'm grateful and thankful to receive this gift. Grateful to receive your love, your commitment to this space, to this place. It is represented through this monetary notes, this energy, this frequency that goes into this building, that continues to source and supply, to nourish, to feed, to grow, to expand. You are participating in this. You're investing in this space, in this place. So I know that this is blessed. I receive this blessing, and I know that it multiplies, and so it is. Amen. Anyone in the audience for the first time? Any first-time guests? I know Nicole is. In the back, next to Bonnie. Just tell us your name even though we know it.
Hi, I'm Nicole. I'll be teaching yoga here, hopefully soon.
Thank you. And where'd you move here from?
I'm actually from Austin, Texas, but I've been in Fort Lauderdale for 2 years now.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Anyone else here for the first time? Yes?
Reverend Tina, this is my sister, Stephanie.
Ah, hello. Welcome. Welcome,
So
Stephanie.
she's a little overwhelmed with emotion, but she can speak for herself. No? Okay.
That's
I will
okay.
speak for her.
You've been in our prayers, Stephanie. Thank you so much.
Yes, yes.
We
And
continue to hold you.
thank you.
Thank you for
Reverend
visiting
Tina.
us.
Thank you, Juan Carlos. Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
That's it? That's everyone here for the first time? Oh, there's a hand back there. Sorry, the lights are really bright up here today. I can't see anything.
Hi, my name is Dale.
Hi, Dale. Where are you joining us from?
I just moved here from Tallahassee. I used to live here before, but just moved here a couple months ago.
All right. Welcome back to the South.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we're so grateful and thankful for everyone who chooses to come and participate, to come and check us out. We know that this could possibly be even a little overwhelming for your first time, so please come back. Come back, give it another time, allow it to sink in, to let it settle in. Know that you have a home here, you have a space where we see you and we know who you really are. So thank you for visiting us. Thank you online if it's your first time as well.
We've seen it all. The tears have fallen, and every step is on the edge, and we're so confused we don't understand. It feels like this night won't end, but there's gonna be brighter days, brighter days. I'll keep you lifted when you're losing faith. There's gonna be brighter days, brighter days. Though it seems distant, the world will change to brighter days, brighter days, brighter days. The world will change. So don't you worry, there's still hope left. If the pain gets heavy, if you need a friend, I'll be holding you steady, my love won't end. I'll be counting the seconds till we meet again. There's gonna be brighter days, brighter days. I'll keep you lifted when you're losing faith. There's gonna be brighter days, brighter days. Though it seems distant, the world will change to brighter days, brighter days, brighter days. The world will change to brighter days, to brighter days, to brighter days. The world will change. Oh, all of a sudden the sun will start to shine on you. Know you've been running, but now it's time for your breakthrough. I'll tell you something, it's not all for nothing. It's true, and you'll see it through. There's gonna be brighter days, brighter days. I'll keep you lifted when you're losing faith. It's gonna be brighter days, brighter days. Though it seems distant, the world will change to brighter days, to brighter days, brighter days. The world will change to brighter days, to brighter days, to brighter days. The world will change to brighter days.
Thank you, our music ministry. letting us leave on that note that there is brighter days. There is brighter days. As we burn that fire of transformation within ourselves, we create the light within, and we create the light around us. So I invite all the practitioners and ministers up onto the stage. These individuals are available for prayer. We do have our practitioner meeting at 12:15, so if you're in wanting support with spiritual mind treatments, please come quickly so they can support you in the most loving and wonderful way. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Letting everyone come up. So next week we'll be here, same time, same place, 10:30 a.m. JC's actually giving the talk. It's pulled by a vision. We will be here. We will be wonderfully inspired to get that vision into the forefront of our awareness. Judith, will you pray us out? You can stay right there.
So just taking a deep breath, I am so grateful that we are here and aware and awake in the presence of the living God, that this message today has touched our hearts, our minds, and our life in a way that has helped us grow and helped us become more aware of our higher self, the nature and the truth of who we are. So we take it this week and we live it and we share it, and all is well, and so it is.
Let's all stand up for our final song. This is my wish.
This is my wish for the world, and peace will find its way to every boy and girl. This is the time for harmony. Let love be the song that everybody sings. Fill the air with joyful noise, ring the bells and raise your voice. Let there be peace on earth, peace on earth. Lift your light and let it shine. Shine, 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 let every voice be heard. Let there be peace on earth. Oh, 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 yeah. Peace on earth. Oh, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Peace on earth. Fill the air with joyful noise. Ring the bells and raise your voice. Let there be peace on earth. Peace on earth. Lift your light and let it shine. Shine, shine, shine. Let every voice be heard. Let there be peace on earth. Let every voice be heard. Let there be peace on